We saw a lot of beautiful places in the Canadian Rockies last year, but there was one we didn't visit that looked so amazing it inspired us to go back. Mount Assiniboine Provincial Park has one of the most picturesque mountain views in North America. Located a few hours from Calgary and not within any of the national parks, this hidden gem is one of the most sought-after sites in the Canadian Rockies. Unlike Lake Louise or other hotspots in nearby Banff that get completely overrun by tourists, reaching this area requires backpacking many miles to get in, or taking an expensive helicopter ride. We hiked almost 45 miles over a long weekend to see a sunrise in this amazing place, and see if it really lives up to the excitement. Mount Assiniboine is located in British Columbia, but our long hike in started in the neighboring province of Alberta. There are several ways to reach this area, but the most popular ones come from Kananaskis County or Banff. The mountains and lakes you see on the way in are beautiful, but when you finally enter the valley and see Mount Assiniboine behind Magog Lake, it's on a different level. We got to see it during one of the last weekends with wildflowers, and they were everywhere throughout the meadows by the lake. With the mountain as the backdrop, we soaked in the views of Magog Lake before heading to the campground of the same name to set up our tent. It's no surprise that this is one of the most competitive campgrounds in the Parks Canada reservation system, despite the distance from the nearest trailhead. After getting set up, we headed up Nub Peak, a nearby, smaller peak that has some of the best views of the valley and Mount Assiniboine. We got up there an hour or two before sunset and played around with some close-up shots of the mountain. Our sunset viewpoint, which was also our planned spot for viewing the sunrise the next morning, included a view of Cerulean Lake, Sunburst Lake, and Magog Lake. In addition, we got amazing views of the Rockies in almost every direction. Dominating the skyline, of course, was Mount Assiniboine itself. As the red faded, and the last rays of the sunset started to disappear, we hiked down toward Magog Lake Campground to get some sleep before an early morning wake up the next morning. As the bright orange of the sunrise started to hit the clouds, we knew we were in for something special. The orange and red colors on the clouds behind the mountain seemed to light it on fire as the early morning light started to hit it directly. As the light brightened and started to fill the valley, we began making our way down for the long trek back out. It was one of the most amazing sunrise views we'd ever witnessed, and undoubtedly worth the trek out to this amazing place.